Watch. The people, you remember decided, hey, the people are getting pretty upset. They've been out here pretty hot. It's pretty rough out here. They don't have any food. Babies are crying. Everybody's getting kind of, they're starting to murmur here, and they're not listening anymore. So this thing's going too long. And out in the middle of the desert, they're hot. There is no place to eat, and they're getting kind of worried what to do. He says, okay, well, what do we have here? You have just a couple loaves of fish. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Are they complaining? Yeah, they're complaining. I mean, it really is, it's getting kind of wild in here. Okay, let's sit them down in 50s and 100s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30,000 people. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 40, 41, 42, 50. Okay, y'all sit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 20,000 people. It said they had to count them. They said in 50s and 100s. What is he teaching you? What is he teaching us? You're going to have to be patient. And God is a God of order. God does not meet your need or give you a miracle if you're hysterical. You ever have a baby? Anybody have babies? Oh, all of us that have babies, they get crazy when they get hungry. Well, I have food here. Quit crying. Stop it, I got food. And they can't take the bottle because they're hysterical and panicking and hungry or whatever. You got to calm the baby down. Then you can give them the bottle. So God says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're like, Lord, give me patience right now. That's not a good prayer. Don't do that. Not a good prayer. Do not do that. So he's counting. He's counting. He's counting. 1, 2, 3. Don't get upset when someone else receives a miracle because you're next in line. You're next in line. God, you can't exhaust God with his miracles. So if he's doing miracles, realize that if he's doing them, get there where they're at because you could be next in line. What would happen to the church if you and I came every service with the mindset that I'm next in line for my miracle? What if you came in expecting, oh God, if you came into this circle, how would you act if you knew you were next in line for your miracle? Wow. You would say, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Sit down, sit down. Got a couple things. I only got a couple minutes. I got a couple minutes to go. Got a couple minutes. So he said, give me the bread. Watch this. Give me the bread. Jesus took it. You saw it. He blessed it. He broke it. And he gave it to them. On the road to Emmaus with 2 of his disciples on Resurrection Sunday, he went into their house. They had communion. He took the bread. He blessed it. He broke it. He gave it away. On the Passover, he took it. He blessed it. He broke it. And he gave it away. And this is what he does with you and I. He takes you. He blesses you. He breaks you. And then he gives you to the world. Until you allow him to take you, to bless you, and to break you, you don't have anything to say to this world. Let God do what he needs to do on your trip to your destination. Let him do what only he can do, right? And bless you on your trip to your destination. Because the miracle comes after brokenness. You can't receive a miracle before you're broken. Jesus was broken. He says, you're going to be like me. Let God break you. Don't think you're in trouble. That's part of the process. He takes you. He blesses you. But then he breaks you. And he gives your broken self to the world. People that are cocky and prideful, they just hadn't been broken. Because once you've been broken, all that stuff is just out of you.
Come on.
Just out of you. What's amazing is that And I can understand this. We didn't have much, and some of you to raise poor, you didn't leave any scraps. You know what I'm saying? If you're rich, you can just leave scraps. But if you grew up not having much, you kind of box it up for me there. You know, box it, and take it. The scraps were even part of the miracle that was there. Well, all the people are fed. Everybody's excited, and that's the sermon. It's kind of a sermon like, you know, when you go to the movies and you see this movie that's really good, it's really interesting, you're all into it, and then it's kind of like, okay, probably it's going to show us what happened right here. And then it goes, the end. You're like, oh, come on. This is a stupid show, stupid movie. And you didn't get anything, I mean, it didn't tell you what it was. It's kind of the story. That's all. Let's stand up. That's the story. Thanks for coming. Stand up. No, you stand up. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm not like everybody else preaching. I'm not the same. I don't watch all these guys preach. I just do what I do. But there is one more thing that you missed when you read this story. There's one more thing that is the most powerful thing that I haven't even shared yet about this story. I'll show it to you in Scripture. Watch this. Here's where it's at. In this barren desert, the Lord directed them to have all these people sit down in groups on what? Say it again, on what? Where in the desert did this green grass come from? I'm showing you Psalm 23. It's all the Bible. You, Lord, are my shepherd. I will never be in need, because you let me rest in the fields of green grass. Hey, look at me, church. Maybe young people don't get this. You're going to get this. I'm telling you before you may get to it. But the old people, we can tell you a little bit about life. Some of us need to look back and realize some of the times where God, in the middle of our trip to our destination, when we're in a desert place and we're hurting and we're lonely, we don't know where to go, we don't know God's will at all, but He brings us to a place to lie down and rest, recuperate. Let me help you, let me minister to you. Some of you might have been running around or whatever, and this is your night, this is your green grass where you came, and this is where God is going to meet every need in your life tonight. One night to your miracle. How many of you, God gave you more than what you even deserve? I thank you for what you've given me. I thank you for the things you didn't give me. I thank you for the person you stopped me from marrying. I thank you for the person you allowed me to marry. Think about the places in your life during your journey that God has provided rest for you. All of a sudden that friend came along. All of a sudden there was someone that just grabbed your hand and just prayed for you. All of a sudden there was somebody that went ahead and did something nice when you were down. All of a sudden you received a phone call or an email, and it just caused you to feel so much better. See, those are those patches in the midst of your desert place on your trip to the destination where you get to rest. See, some of you have had car wrecks where you should have died. But God spared your life, put you on some green grass. You could have been under the green grass, but He spared your life. You had a sickness that there was no cure. You baffled doctors, but you stand here today alive because God provided a place for you to flourish, some green grass for you to lay in. Look back and just see the times in your life where you couldn't handle it anymore. You couldn't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with my family. I can't deal with my problems. I can't deal with people. I can't deal with my job. And then all of a sudden in the midst of this, God provides this place of rest on your trip to your destination.
Come on,